Ladies and gentlemen, have a seat. We're gonna pull back the curtain on some comedy. Sit back, relax, and chat with us. Collab on a piece that will perform as we perfected all the intricacies line by line. We'll take it one joke at a time. With Michael Copenhaver and Spike McCulley. Oh, God, the producer, he's a real OG. Oh, yeah, I'm ready for one joke at a time.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. It's 11 a.m., so you know what that is. One joke at a time. My very casual co-host Spike will be here in just a moment. Give him a second. He's having a little, not technical difficulty, just regular difficulty. Just a little regular difficulty this morning. But he'll be here soon. As always, we're joined in the back by our pal, Jonathan Hamill, our producer. Come up on and say hello, John. What's up? Good morning, man. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty darn. Oh, I'm not doing as good as that pupper.
I wasn't sure how this is going to go today. Usually she's downstairs, but my son's in from out of town, so I had a death in the family, and he's taking her home with him. I'm moving to a new place. I can't have her anymore, so she's going to stay in the family. She's going to go home with my son.
Hell yeah.
But the kids are downstairs. They sleep late because they work late, and they didn't get in till like 5 a.m. this morning. So they're down there. I'm letting them sleep. If I leave her down there with them, she'll be crawling all over them because she loves to see the new people.
I mean,
but
can't really say
with that in mind, I was thinking that would be today's premise. Let's talk about pets.
Yeah, I had a pet named Spike.
Did you sincerely have a pet named Spike?
Yeah, every time I call him, he'd bite me. Here he is.
You weren't supposed to fucking tell anybody about it, you cocksucker. That was just
my man. Everybody.
God damn it. Now he's telling everybody about the one time he got to put a collar on me and ride around. I was wearing some suits. There was a few drinks. It was my first time.
Is this a common theme with you, Spike? I seem to remember putting a collar on you myself.
You weren't supposed to tell anybody.
We put it on video.
People.
We put it on video. Everybody saw it. How you doing this morning, Spike? What's up?
I feel good, actually. I just woke up like 4 minutes ago. I finally got to sleep in. I haven't had a day off in like 2 weeks. I feel fucking alert, I guess.
Sorry, we have our first comment of the show. Ryan Weiss says, "You look gross without the beard." Good morning, Ashley.
You do look a lot more like you work in a scrapyard.
I was thinking like borderline about to be out of work mechanic. Little do people know I have no mechanical skills whatsoever.
Hi, John. Finish what you were saying. I'm sorry. I was just trying to mess with you since I just popped in.
Oh, no, I was just messing with you. I was going to continue about the dog I had named Spike, who whenever I would call him, he would always be late, and then I would kick him.
Why you got to kick him so aggressively?
Because I don't like things named Spike. I kick them. That being said, people, I never had a dog named Spike. It was supposed to be a metaphor for kicking Spike.
Kick him up, kick him awake at 10:45 in the morning.
Hey, I don't want to hear it.
But I'm glad you got your rest, buddy. I know you've been burning the candle at both ends a lot lately. And did you catch today's premise?
What is it again?
We're going to talk about pets. This is a topic. Today's topic, it hits home for me because my son's here for, like I said, we had a death in the family. But on top of that, I'm moving soon. He is he's going to take the dog with him to keep her in the family because I can't have her where I'm going.
That makes sense.
And that being said, I think we're ready to see this week's guest. This is a pal from mine, one of my comedy super friends, as I call them. This gentleman is a big-time comedy genius, from the outskirts of the D.C., Maryland area. And he is happy to be here simply because there's nowhere else to be in the Maryland, D.C. area right now. Ray Jubela, everybody. Ray Jubela.
Yes.
How you doing,
yes.
Ray? Good morning.
I'm good. And if I'd like to chime in, because I was just looking at you and thinking, you look like guy who's about to tell me rehab is just going great. That's what that look is. But no, what's going on, boys? That is true. There's not a whole lot going on here, but Spike, if just to give you a little bit of cred, I told Mike and I told him, Jonathan, this off air. You're the real comedian because you were still asleep at like 11 a.m., which is what we all should be doing right now. It's not like the fact that like Jonathan that Michael is up this early is just weird. It's just odd.
I can't sleep in.
Mike is a
up early.
what you would refer to as a time Nazi. Anything that you're doing with Mike has to run like a fine fucking tune machine or a ship, and he's running around yelling at. He's like, "We're all having fun, aren't we? You having fucking fun? Get your shit in line. We're about to go on in 5. Like, we got to get everyone get your shit in the bag." Like, he's that guy.
That's pretty amped for a guy who smokes a lot of weed too.
I know, right? You ought to see him when he gets worked up.
Well, listen, I know what weed does to me. It makes me about 15 to 20 minutes late for everything. This is the one thing I try to make sure runs right. It's our show. It's our flagship. We're trying to ride this sucker into the sunset and see what happens. But yeah, the last couple of weeks we have been running pretty damn late, and I wanted to get back on track today. So yes, I have been a little more of a time Nazi than usual today.
It's because I'm an irresponsible piece of shit. It's okay. It comes with the territory.
That's not true. You're too responsible. That's why you run on so little sleep all the time.
I mean, if you can't rely on a guy named Spike, I don't know what you can rely on. You know?
Right. That's how I feel too.
I mean,
like
every guy named Spike I've ever met has just been the most responsible person that's ever lived.
Andy, get out of there.
I feel like that.
Is that your what's your real name, if you don't mind me asking?
Randy.
I'd go with Spike too.
Feeling a Randy.
Yeah. No, it's just a little too porn. I think Randy's just kind of just a little too 70s porn name.
Randy is Archer's go-to alias name.
Yes,
every time.
Randy Randerson or something like that, isn't he? Like something like that.
Sometimes no, that was Randy. This is Rando. Totally different character.
I love that show. I didn't like it when they were like in like the 1940s or in space and all that. I liked when he was a special agent.
Yeah, the original series, like the first 4
man,
when they were just in the office all the time. Those were my favorite too. I didn't like when they went to Weirdo Island. I didn't like it in the 40s either. I didn't care for the noir episodes.
I actually just watched my favorite ones, and that's when he became the Pirate King. And that was 3 of the best episodes they ever had.
Was that when they were the crew of the Seamus or something like that?
No, it was he skipped town and
that's not the one with the punts?
No, not that one. No. This was before that one. He ended up him and another guy named Rip Riley ended up getting kidnapped by pirates, and he accidentally killed the lead pirate, and he became the Pirate King. And basically, he was just partying on their pirate island and teaching them how to play lacrosse.
I do remember that one. That is a great episode. There's a lot of pretty good ones, though.
Oh my goodness, fun stuff.
The one where he first gets the Bichon Camaro. I like that one too. No, it was Trans Am.
There's another great one too where there's another great one too where they get stuck in an elevator. And the whole episode is them stuck in an elevator. And they kept telling Cyril he wants to jerk off and all that. It was great stuff.
Have you guys ever noticed how pretentious your pet is? You know what I mean? Like, you let your pet outside.
That was good, Spike. That was a good transition, Spike. Like,
you let your pet outside.
Talk about the subject.
And the fuckers.
They can warm it up, soften in.
Like, it'll be looking at you as it's using the bathroom. Like, I have a dog that'll pin its ears back and stare me down while it shits. That's a real thing.
I think they all put their ears back when they look at you when they're pooping. Mine does too.
Why do they feel? That's what I'm saying though. Why does that dog feel it necessary to stare me down while it shits? Like I feel like it's like a jailhouse move, like it's an intimidation type thing. You know?
You're watching it; it's watching you.
Well, I own it. I bought it fair and square for a couple packs of Newports and some Funyuns.
Did you buy your dog from a jailhouse?
Seriously. Or from another stoner. I mean, if you could sold them for Funyuns, I've known some potheads that would sold their pets for Funyuns.
Yeah, sadly I have too.
You have or you knew them? Which one, Mike? Did you sell the pet for the Funyuns or did you?
I've known a couple that would. I think not that I know of that did, but I think I know a couple that would. Like at a lot in a show, at a show lot, they would sell their dog for some fun.
You guys ever have a pet that literally, like in real time, you watch it run in a circle of diarrhea through your house?
No, thank goodness.
No, I can't say I have. I've had a dog that shit in my house and did it just out of spite. Like,
dude, when I was little, my mom had this bull mastiff, right? The thing was, I don't know, like 120, 130 pounds. And it had gotten in the trash and it ate up all the fucking trash, right? Made itself sick. This 130-pound dog, when it started shitting, it startled itself. It ran like up the couch in the wall, like it knocked over the couch, shitting the whole time, dude. It was like a shit-propelled rocket coming out of this dog as it ran through the house, and my old man was chasing it around like, no, stop. Just fucking like a tornado, right? The worst thing you ever seen in your life. And I feel like at those are the points that really make you question being a pet owner to begin with. Like, do I really get that much joy out of this scenario? You cost a lot. And I'm pretty sure I have to replace an entire room in the house.
And depending on the dog, I had a German Shepherd that ate an entire couch one afternoon. She did not want to be home alone, apparently. And while I was gone, she freaking ate an entire pull-out couch, no less. It was her dog couch. She knew it was hers. She chilled on it all the time. Well, I guess, I don't know, in classic American looting fashion, she ruined her own neighborhood. Burnt it to the ground. She was mad at me. She was mad at the man. Burned her neighborhood to the ground. Tore that friggin' couch to bits. It was nothing but chunks of cloth, bits of metal, and splinters. I mean, she chewed every piece of wood from the arms and the back and everything just to splinters. That was a German Shepherd. She also went through like 3 steel cages. Broke a 3/8-inch braided steel cord line. This dog was a monster. Great dog. Greatest dog I've ever had, actually. Smartest dog I ever had. She was like problem solving smart. But she was strong as an ox, man. That was the biggest and strongest, most intelligent dog I've ever owned. She was great though. Never bit anybody. Never monkeyed with the kids other than to shepherd them. She was actually a great protector for the children. But watch your hot dogs because she will snatch a hot dog.
Did she solve mysteries and make like triple stack sandwiches too?
She probably would have. It was hilarious because this was the dog I had when I was married. This is the dog my children came home from the hospital. We got her like 6 months before our firstborn was born. So we're talking. I had this dog in. I must have got her in 1999, and then she just died a couple years ago, actually. But yeah, she was a huge American German Shepherd, just smart as a whip. And she would have too, because like we'd have people at our house after the kids are born and stuff, like they're in bed. Not Michael, he wasn't even there yet, because this was when I lived in that state up north. We would be burning a joint in the basement at night, and she would sit and follow that joint around the circle and sit and stare at whoever was smoking it at the time. And they would always give her a little hit, like, "Here you go, little buddy." And she would just follow it around. And she'd move her head and nose to stay in the cloud. It was weird. Craziest dog.
Right. If you had to pick an exotic pet, Ray, what is your exotic pet?
Exotic pet. Ooh, that's a good question. I think I would want a gorilla.
A gorilla?
Yeah, but it'd have to be like a cool gorilla who liked to hang out and party.
Yeah. I mean,
think about gorillas. You don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah,
They're like a box of chocolates that can murder the shit out of you instantly.
Well, I would want one that like Harambe that would like play with kids and that, and then not understand why they shot him, but something like that, or like Mighty Joe Young.
Yeah.
Like I always felt bad for Harambe because he was like, he was like, I'm saving this kid. Can I give him back to you? And they're like, yeah, okay, just stand still for a second. And then they shoot him, and I was like, dude.
They Uncle Jimbo Harambe. He's coming right for us. Blam, blam,
Yeah,
blam.
exactly. Yeah. And I was like, dude, come on, man. But no, like, yeah, give me like a Mighty Joe Young gorilla, the one that will just or ape. I guess that's an ape. And we can do shit. We can like, hang out, watch football.
All gorillas are apes, Ray.
Oh, okay. Well, so yeah. I said I'd want one. I didn't say I wanted to learn about him.
Marco Torres for his exotic pet, a Brazilian woman.
It's exotic, not erotic, Marco.
Yeah, that's
Jonathan, you ever have a pet?
Yeah. I've had a lot of pets that I loved and adored very much. I'd say I love every single pet I've ever met.
Or are you shaking your head no as you're saying it? I've loved all of my pets.
I've loved all of them.
Choke them out. Is that what you're saying? Are you a Dahmer? Are you a Dahmer? I love them all.
No, but what's the so if you guys
are so tasty.
Your pets watch you have sex.
Absolutely.
What's up with that?
I've taught a few.
What are they
dogs.
thinking about that?
They're
probably critiquing in their mind. They're like, that's not how I do it.
I actually have a pretty funny story that pertains to your pet watching in a sexual activity. There's a friend of mine, and he told me that. So basically, I don't know how to tell this story. So basically, my friend told me that his cats used to bring this many, many years ago. Somebody I don't even really hang out with anymore. But his cats used to bring him his girlfriend's panties. They all lived at the same place, or dirty panties, bring a dirty pair of panties to him, here, like an offering, look, I caught a mouse. And I remember him telling him about that, and I know the guy, I knew him for
Hey, Chuck Jackson said, "Touch it with the cake."
Touch it with the cake.
Oh my god,
it's one of my favorite bits. I said it at work all the time, and he just said, "Touch it with the cake."
But basically, the conclusion I came to was, I think that he was jerking off and smelling the panties so often of his girlfriends that the cat's seen it. It's oh, you like to do that, and would bring them to him.
It's whacking time. Fling, there you go, buddy.
Dude,
they'd rub one out on a blanket, and then they'd bring him a pair of panties.
Jonathan. He trained that cat to bring him panties. Okay, don't let him fall. Oh, the cat just figured it out on its own. No, he trained his pet to go and fetch him panties so he could jerk off. That was his thing. That's his little king.
You know what to do.
Okay,
find the dirty panties,
dude. Yeah. I bet your friend was a creep. It wasn't just her panties. He trained that cat to go into other people's houses to snatch.
Oh yeah, Ray Kitty.
Yeah,
he
man picks the window up a little bit, and he's like, "You know what to do."
They were
cats. Dan, as the fucking cat's walking through and carrying the fucking panties,
and one of those leather cat suits.
Then later in life, the cat hangs himself because he can't believe all the shit he's seen. Just
Jonathan, what's yours? If you got to pick one exotic pet, what are you rolling with, bro?
Oh, one exotic pet. That's a difficult one.
I want an elephant, but I don't want it to get big. Like I just want like a medium-sized elephant, like a
You want a
my-height
pot-belly
elephant. You know what I'm
That's what I
saying?
was just thinking of pot-bellied elephants.
You want a pot-belly elephant, but
Yeah,
if you
like I
have
just want
a pot-belly pig and elephant DNA just won't splice. So,
but I'm just saying, I feel like that'd be dope as shit. You know what I mean? To have like a, I don't know, like even if you had like a big dog, like if it was like a Saint Bernard sized elephant, that would be dope. The big ass ears, it can reach out and grab your beers and shit with its little like fucking nose or snout or whatever they call that thing. Trunk. You know what I'm saying? It would be fucking cool shit. And they remember shit. So I bet you can train an elephant. And they said whenever they strap them fuckers to the brainwave machine, when an elephant sees you, it thinks you're cute because you're so small. So it's recognizing you, like it doesn't see you as a threat right off the rip. You know what I mean? So if you can transfer that into one of these little pot-bellied elephants, that'd be, dude, that's what I want.
so you have to get a big elephant and then shrink it.
So his exotic animal pet.
You'd have to do it like dogs.
Yeah.
You'd want the smallest elephant, fucking the other smallest elephant, and we'll do this for years until we get a teeny tiny elephant. Can we get started on that, scientists? Can you start making these, or whatever it is? Can you start having these small elephants fuck small elephants so I can get my dog-sized elephant?
Yeah, quit trying to cure cancer and do what's really important.
Pet-sized elephants.
Yeah.
Get on it, science.
Hurry up with COVID so you can move on to more important things.
Chop, chop.
Tiny elephants.
There's got to be at least one guy out there working that. You know what I mean? There's one tiny elephant guy in existence right now. He's like, I got to crack this.
I would be terrified to think of what some weird guys would do with a tiny elephant.
Marco says pygmy elephants.
Mr. Hands jumps to mind when you said that, Ray.
Well, I mean, you know, like if you've never gotten an elephant trunk hand job, then, or I guess it wouldn't be a hand job, it'd be a trunk job. I guess is what if you've never gotten a trunk job before.
You ever felt an elephant's trunk?
No, but you guys just took this to a dark place.
Not what I would call supple.
No, well, I feel bad for I really do feel bad for elephants. I used to be really into photography, and I came across. It wasn't like a big circus. It was one of those redneck kind of circuses that travel around and play little small county fairs and all that. And there was this circus in town near me, and they were giving kids rides on this poor elephant who just looked so depressed. Like the most depressed looking thing I've ever seen in my life. Like just walking around these little hillbilly kids and they're kicking it going, Mama, look at me. I'm on the pachyderm. And they're like, Mom's like, you go there, baby. And this elephant like just going around in a slow circle, probably thinking, you know, where I came from, I was a prince, you know, and
in his mind, it hears, hey, yo, thank God, oh, no, hey.
And I remember I took a picture of the elephant and I had my flash on. And when I took the first shot, I was like, oh, shoot, I don't want the flash to scare the elephant because he's this close to going nuts.
You can see it in his eyes about to go berserk. That's funny.
Right. So the guy working the elephant was, he's got a mullet. He's got a jean jacket with the sleeves cut off. You're just your typical carny type. And I went up to him. I said, hey, man, is it okay? You know, is it safe for me to take a picture of the elephant with my flash on? And he looked at me and he looked at the elephant and he looks back at me and he goes, I don't give a fuck. And I'm like, yeah,
so
no,
I get it. He's overqualified.
Yeah, well, I said, yeah, thanks, Dr. Cletus, but that's not. I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about the elephant. And he looked back at the elephant and he looked back at me. He goes, fuck him.
You know what it is, Ray? Whenever you said something to him, he whipped around like that because he thought you was going to insult him for his whole look. Like, I do not smell like cabbage. Oh, you talking about the elephant.
If you ain't here to buy meth, you move along, sir.
Is this a story from stage or is this something that you just remembered?
No, I have talked about it on stage. I've never actually, it's not my regular circulation, but it is something I've talked about on my stage. I do a lot of jokes about shit I've experienced in my life, but that's not one I've really worked into regular rotation yet. But it's Sometimes stories, I found stories sometimes are hit or miss. It really depends on how much time you have to really set it up, you know?
Absolutely. That's the
If you
trick.
only have 7 minutes, you can't really do much of a story.
Right.
But, shit. You know.
If it were me, since no one asked, my exotic pet would probably be something. I'm going to go with Ray. I'm going to go with the Planet of the Apes model. Not an ape, though. A New World monkey, New World Order monkey, a capuchin.
Okay.
Those little cute bastards, man.
Yeah.
They're cool as shit. Me and a buddy of mine did a job for a lady. She had one, brought our kids over and let them play with it. It's like having a tiny little baby, but that's cool and active and can run. And they talk to you, kind of, and you can feed them and shit. They're badass. And if it ever cuts up rough on you, it's small enough you can just take it and slam it into the table and call it a day.
Change the camera.
Now, a gorilla, however, I don't think Jonathan's even in the room right now. He probably went to take a
Is that why I'm just staring at myself right now?
Sure is.
Damn, I am ugly as shit, dude.
Top-notch production from our man Jonathan. Walking the fuck away from the show. It is what it is. But yeah, you can just slam it into the table and call it a day.
There we go.
Thanks, Jonathan. Welcome back.
Hey,
come on, then tell us what you're doing. I'm really interested to know.
And I want to know what your exotic pet is still. I think Jonathan's a tiger guy. Or a shark. I could see Jonathan Hamill with a shark and a tank behind him.
I think he go Joe Exotic, don't you think?
Yeah.
Actually, you guys, you pretty much fucking nailed it.
Which one? Or both?
He walked away to poop.
The cats. I'd have cats. Big exotic cats. Lots of them.
Yeah, I could see that.
And there'd be no way for you to get to me without going through their lair.
I feel like Hamill's the kind too that has them walking around without like any leashes or like nothing. Like they're just wandering around as he's like, it's like him. Like you show up, dude, and Hamill's in one of those white suits that the drug dealers wear, walking through fucking a sea of tigers and the wind's blowing and his hair's blowing too like a mane. And he's coming at you and he walks up and he's like, "What's happening, baby? Welcome to Hamill Island."
Hey, Jonathan, I would listen to your song about Carol Baskin. I really would. I think your song would be incredible.
Jonathan would come out of the shower, not even wrap himself in a towel or anything, just walk naked and be like, "Dry me, jungle friends." And the cats would just rub up on him and dry him off.
Introducing his straight boyfriends that somehow he turned gay. Like,
you know what's interesting about Jonathan Hamill wanting to have all them big cats and liking cats is Jonathan Hamill is a vegan, correct?
Yeah.
And his favorite animal is the only thing, like even as a domestic animal, that still just hunts for fun and has to have a certain amount of meat. Like, could you handle cutting up that much real meat in a day to feed to your tigers? Or are they going to look like all like anorexic and shit where they're vegan tigers? You know what I mean? Like that vegan,
tigers.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people on this planet that deserve to be fed to a tiger.
Yes.
Perfect.
Now we're talking.
it's kind of ironic that we're talking about this because wasn't it in Ohio a few years back that some guy, like his entire zoo went nuts and left the reservation and terrorized the town?
The zoo didn't go nuts. The guy who was running his own little private zoo went nuts. He didn't even have people coming in. They were just exotic pets he kept. He just decided, I think his wife left him or something like that, and he said, "Fuck it, I'm done." Opened all the cages. The animals mauled him first and then moved out into the city. That was in Zanesville with a Z, Zanesville, Ohio.
All these animal shows were like, these animals love me. No, they will kill you the first chance they get. They see you as their jailer.
Yeah. Tom Segura tells a joke about that bit, and I've actually got my own personal story about that. I was driving Amish at the time, full time, and these guys are all hunters, these Amish, you know. And we're listening to this saga of all this happening on the news on our ride home from work. We were working in Cleveland somewhere, so I had like a 90-minute drive home. And they were talking about how they were calling in local hunters to try to. There was like one monkey still on the loose, and it had already hurt someone's dog or something, or maybe a cat, and they just wanted it done. So they were calling in local hunters to just shoot it out of a tree or wherever they could find it, just shoot it dead. And one of these Amish dudes is listening to all this. And it's like, man, I wish I lived closer than that. I've always wanted to shoot a monkey. Just out of nowhere, this Amish cat's like, I've always wanted to shoot a monkey. I'm like, what kind of fucking upbringing did you have, you freak? Who just, lives their life dreaming of the day they get to shoot a monkey?
I got a thought on that.
That's you? You do?
No, I have a thought on that.
Okay.
He's just that. Fuck you, man. No, but he's just that fucking stupid that he feels he has to assert dominance over a monkey. You think you're so fucking smart just because you can open a banana. Fuck you, monkey.
I don't think that's it. I think he just wants to stuff it and mount it in his house.
No, I think he's an idiot.
I think that's what happens when you don't have access to porn.
Or television.
Yeah, exactly. Or any electronics at all. Like if
they've got access, believe me.
I want to spear hunt a bear.
Spear hunt a bear? Now that I'm down for.
You know what I want?
Peach and honey.
I feel like fuck up. I feel like it's fair. Because if I fuck this up, bear's gonna maul me. You know what I mean? Like,
wait. Can we go back to what we just saw? What was that? Is that something kind of like?
It's halfway through the show. It's 11:30. So what we do is we thank our sponsors. We have a brand new sponsor. Go ahead and run it.
Peach and honey, anal lube.
Now available.
So we've got Peach and Honey Anal Lube. They're our big new corporate sponsor. They're making us the face of their entire ad campaign.
Okay.
So if you are in need of any Peach and Honey Anal Lube,
and who doesn't?
We're the main guys to talk to about that. Just hit us up in the comments. Once we have generated enough interest, we're going into mass production with Peach and Honey Anal Lube.
But it is in its beta testing.
We also want to thank our sponsors and our partners at Eargasm Comedy.
And okay, I was on their show, right? Yeah.
I'm sure you were. Yeah, you did.
Shout out to Eargasm.
Right, next showcases there, and apparently we don't have a graphic for them. We'll make sure we get one for next week. Funny Noises Productions and
Chris
our pal
Kelter.
Chris Kettler.
Shout out, Chris.
Helping grow the Cleveland Akron comedy community big time, and giving us those minutes that we need whenever he can. A lot of shows, a lot of short shows right now. It's really hard to find stage time. So we can run these jokes that we make.
Just out of curiosity, why peaches and honey?
Because they're delicious.
Why not?
I was hoping you had like a focus group that did it.
All right, here's what I need you to focus on. Run it one more time, Jonathan. Ray, I want you to really pay attention to the graphic, and you'll understand why peach and honey.
Okay, gotcha.
And I will also explain in depth after the fact for comical value.
Peach and honey, anal lube.
Now available in fun size. But wait, there's more.
Okay.
Back to the
So it's peach because you got to eat that peach.
Right.
You got to eat the brown pit and you got to eat the peach.
Gotcha.
And
euphemisms.
You got to put honey on it.
I like how I've seen it 3 times, and you showed a little bit more of each of that commercial every time. It's like no, we're not going to do the whole commercial. We're going to do little bits at a time, and you got to put together like a puzzle.
Peach and honey, anal lube.
So returning back to the show.
So what it is, Ray, is it's part of our patented secret recipe because we take the peaches and we cook them down into a syrup like you would insert to tea, and then we use the honey for a certain.
Don't talk too much about the process.
Yeah,
we're not gonna give away what we do to make the slickums happen. But just know that there's real peaches and honey, and it's organic because Hamel's vegan.
Yeah, I'm doing all the formulating. It's my formula.
That's right.
Wow, this is
I broke in
a lot of time up there.
I live right by P&G, so I broke into Procter and Gamble and stole some of their
Of course you did. Yeah,
we didn't have the heart to test the animals ourselves. We waited until they did it.
Hamel's in his basement with a white lab coat and the big ass goggles on, and he's like got like the beaker and he's testing the consistency of shit. Like you watch him like pull out a big string of runny lube out of the thing, and then he takes his finger and he's like,
if it was, oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say I actually know for a fact that the Smucker's headquarters and factory is in Ohio. So,
Out by
so I think you guys should propose like a merger. Like I think
Soap
not only
here, too.
yeah, Smuckers can go into jelly and anal lube, and you guys can really cash in.
That's right.
Smuckers is a great name for anal lube, by the way.
Smucker.
Smuckers anal lube? Oh my god, that's amazing.
The subsidiary company Butt Schmuckers.
I will make no Schmuckers jokes. My real world trade deals in places like that. Smuckers, I think you're a great company. I would also like my pets to have insurance, and I do plan on taking care of your boilers in the next few years.
How about Smutters?
Smithers.
Excellent.
Hey, can we go back to monkeys for a quick second? Because something.
There's always time for your monkey on this show.
Of course, but chimps. I have you heard that like you can own a chimp, and you can train a chimp, but they're only good for like a couple years, and then after that they just lose their shit and become so hostile that they'll literally rip you apart.
Yeah, it's called
chimpanzees. That's not always the case. You just have to, they're like a working dog, basically. There's a class of dogs known as working dogs. If you don't give them enough to do, they start to lose their mind. Then they'll bite, do things like that, act up, tear your couch to bits, things like that.
Well, didn't one like rip like its owner's face off not too long ago?
Sure did.
There is a thing with monkeys like that where it's pretty much like you once they are leave adolescence, like there's no like they go buck wild. There's no like they haven't that you can't domesticate them to the slightest degree after a certain.
Well, the bitch of it is, dude, it don't even have to be a chimpanzee-sized monkey to fuck you up. Those little monkeys that people get, like the little short
monkeys.
I don't know what they're called, but that was the monkey that ripped that lady's face off. It was a tiny monkey, and it just
the one that pulled her face off was a chimpanzee. Those aren't small. They're almost man-sized.
Dude, we could go in like there are so many cases of these monkey injuries. Like it is wild that people.
That monkey I was talking about, the capuchin, it's one of the most dangerous monkeys in the wild. But they're small and tameable, and you can have them as pets. But you got to really be, good with them and smart with them because they're mean little bastards.
So really what you need to do is if you get a monkey, you train it. But when it starts to go kind of crazy, that's when you call the Amish monkey extermination team. And they come out.
The little bastard.
Yeah. And they come and take care of it. Like roaches.
Put a shock collar on his ass. Start acting up. Blap.
You're
gonna learn today. Blap.
This episode is brought to you by PETA.
What if you had like a abnormally smart monkey, right? And it wasn't even just trying to rip your face off. Like it just started fucking with you around the house. Like whenever you go to sleep, the monkey moves your keys so you're late for work, right? It just starts dicking with you in all the wrong ways. Like, you know what I mean? Like you packed your lunch the night before it, eat your fucking pre-prep dinner. And you're like, who the fuck is in here doing this shit? You wake up one night.
Tupperware.
I think that was the original plot of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, actually. Caesar was just like a prankster who used to fuck with James Franco. He was like always stealing James Franco's lunch, and then finally James Franco's like, you need to go live in the Redwoods.
Yeah, he starts thinking he's got Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Like, I know I left my keys here. Why are they there?
Caesar fuck with James Franco.
Prankster of the apes.
Your old lady comes over, the monkey's leaving like it just opening condoms and spitting in them and leaving them around the house. She's like, what the fuck is this about? Monkey's over there like, oh. Like you're like, whoa, what the fuck?
Because it's a smart monkey. She's a hot chick. He's trying to get some ass. It's like,
yeah.
He's not good. He no good for you.
Right.
Be with Caesar.
By the way, all the Planet of the Apes movies, every version ever made, great to watch while you're high. Just amazing watching while high. Especially the original ones. Oh my gosh.
Roddy McDowell was great.
Damn.
Dr. Zayas, man. Love Dr. Zayas.
Damn you, dirty apes. How dare you?
Even that shitty Mark Wahlberg version they did, which was just awful.
I feel like the
Like,
original
awful.
Planet of the Apes had a lot of homosexual undertones.
Do you think that because you masturbate when you watch it?
That's what I
No.
was wondering, something along those lines. 'Cause I don't know what you're talking about.
No, dude, it's just something about having like a bunch of dudes all greased up in their their like fucking loincloths through half of it that you're like, I don't know, man. I feel like we could have covered these guys up a little bit more.
I think there was racist undertones.
Oh, there was
Primitivity.
quite a bit.
I'm too white to dive into that.
But Charlton Heston certainly found every opportunity he got to take off his shirt. That's true.
Yeah, like it was like every chance that dude could, he was like fucking showing off his hairy chest, like oil me more. There's not enough oil on my goddamn chest. I've got to see.
I need to glisten.
That's right.
And
I'm a shooting star.
Get me my oil and a gun.
You're right, Ray. Maybe I misworded that. Like it's not that the movie had a lot of like homosexual undertones. Maybe it's just him. Like,
Oh yeah. Oh, if you were to tell me Charlton Heston was
sexual
closeted,
undertones.
I would not be surprised. Nobody who just was that adamant about guns. He was definitely overcompensating for something.
I'm the hardest man on the planet, I swear. You want to get hard with me, bro? We'll both hit the gym together and shower and shit. Oil me, bitch.
Oh, great. We're talking about old actors now.
That's how
Old
the
gay
show works.
actors.
We just bounce wherever the ball goes, and then we try to rein it back around.
That's a good. We've actually made more than one joke, so it's fine. I think.
What we try to do, the idea behind the shows is to come up with the premise and then try to build a 3 to 5 minute bit. You know, something that actually has a little teeth. You know, something you can work into a, not just a joke like a one-liner, but an actual bit. So now you don't have to use everything from the show. You can incorporate whatever you want that has been coming in. Haven't been seeing a lot of comments coming through. I don't know if anyone's commenting or not, but the audience is always encouraged to chime in with their liners. Oil me, bitch. People like that line.
Was that person's name Randy too? Yes, it was. Randy.
That's his wife.
That's my wife.
They're sharing an account. Like they share.
Okay.
Like they share his balls.
Her name's Randy.
Got it.
I blew her up.
Randy and Randy.
Well, I can tell you that starting with my next show, I will be doing a very extensive bit about peach and honey anal lube. And the Smuckers Corporation. Yeah, I think I've got a new bit there.
Don't you dare screw this up for us and be better at promoting them than we are and take them from us. We need them, man. Don't go stealing our big sponsor.
I feel like
wait, you guys were describing it like you invented this. Why you keep calling it them? Like, is this your shell corporation?
We're like the face of their company right now.
You're the face.
It's called corporate sponsorship.
Ah, okay. But you actually haven't said the name of the corporation that's sponsoring. You just name their product.
Peach and Honey Anal Lube Inc.
Ah, gotcha.
They're very
that doesn't sound made up at all.
They're very focused. They have one product right now.
They call it
focused on that product.
That's okay. My podcast is currently 2 Joke Minimum podcast, by the way.
We're gonna give you a plug at the end too.
Sweet. We're actually sponsored by Divine Fudge.
Nice.
That's because he gave us some fudge one time and it was really good. So we're like, all right, you're our sponsor now. Like,
I was gonna say, well, that's some bullshit because I was on 2 Joke Minimum and I didn't get any fucking fudge.
No, he came on after you and it was like, this fudge is amazing, and I don't even like fudge. But it's a fellow comic who's making it. But
how do you get a hold of it? Can I get some of that?
I'll try and get you some. Yeah.
Sweet. Thanks, Ray.
Yeah, I'll try and get you some.
Get all fudged up.
Yeah, follow me. Message me on Facebook and remind me.
Yes, sir.
Because I gotta talk to him anyways. But you know, it's hard to get sponsorship for your shows, especially because you got to have like certain download limit minimums and all that. So, you know, because trust me, I want to sit home and do this and not have to do any real work. So,
yeah, it sucks having the side hustle. Why can't comedy just be all of it?
Yeah, well, I just want to quit my day job. I just want, and I work from home now. So what does that tell you? Like I think that might mean I've reached a new level of laziness where I literally wake up 5 minutes before I start my day, and I'm like, fuck this grind, man. This grind is just too much.
Walk the goddamn living room. This is
bullshit. I have to turn the computer. I don't even walk to the living room. I literally lie in my bed and work. And I'm going, I gotta turn the computer on. 8 hours later, I gotta turn it off. Like, when will it end?
No remote.
When will it end?
After 8 hours, apparently.
I feel like that's a trap in itself. Like, don't be one of those guys that accidentally, like, you put like all business on top, like you slide on your polo and you're sitting there and then you stand up in the middle of one of those Skype calls and it's just your cock and ass as you go to the bathroom or something. You're like, excuse me, and they can all see it. Like, that's a trap that you're falling in.
You remember that guy, I forget what network he got busted for. They found out he was jerking off while on a Zoom session, and that, he was basically jerking off at work. I forget his name. He's not the only one. Okay, let's just be all these people who are working from home now. If you haven't masturbated while technically on the clock, then you're not doing your job. Okay, so are you?
I feel like there's a dude in there.
I'm just saying.
I think if this show was ever to get syndicated, that I would do a lot of episodes without pants on just for it, like just to do it.
I assume like, all of us are not wearing pants.
Accidentally cock shot the audience. Oops.
Yeah, like
oops. Look. Oops. Hope you have 4K.
I'm gonna Steve-O this.
I'll tell you something. This happened to me the other day because I work for. I won't say the name, but I work for a lab, and I don't know. I know nothing about science. I work on their website, but we have a QA department that you have to do all kinds of safety training in, and they required me to do the safety training on what to do in the event of a fire. And I'm like, I don't work in that building. Why would I need to well, you need to know the paths to escape. I'm like, I know how to leave my house. Okay. If there's a fire, I don't need to know about your building anymore.
You memorize their escape plan that screws you up getting out of your own house.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
where's the door?
I don't see an exit sign anywhere in my house. Like, I was not properly trained. God.
Thinking about these pets though, reminded me of a story. It just dawned on me. I was married at the time. Again, same dog. My wife at the time, she was pregnant with my daughter, and she was going somewhere. I don't remember where. And she was going down the highway. She's got the dog with her. She walked her. I think she said she pooped, and then she pooped again in the car, like a big old Dairy Queen curly Q turd in the car. It stinks to high heaven, and it's freezing cold out. Sierra was born in February. This was in like January, so it's cold as shit. We were in that state up north, so it's a little bit colder up there. Farther north you go, the colder it gets. The more you know, kids. So she's got the windows up, but she has to roll them down, so she's freezing, and she can't stop smelling this thing. And if you've ever been pregnant, I haven't, but I've heard stories. Apparently some smells can really, really set you off. So she's dry heaving left and right while she's driving down the highway. Dog's climbing all over her. She's like, get off of me. Then the dog starts stomping through her own shit. She's just an itty bitty little puppy. And she's only like 5 months old at this time. So now she's getting shit smears on her clothes because she's climbing on the seat, climbing on her, climbing on the seat, climbing on her. She's dry heaving, then she ends up pregnant. When you're pregnant, you get a little more pressure on your bladder. She ends up pissing herself from all this action going on in the car. And that, I think, is probably the funniest pet story I've got from one of my actual pets. Made my ex-wife, who I adore, absolutely, just a wonderful human being. Made her almost throw up a bunch of times. She ended up stopping on the highway to get out and throw up, by the way. And then she pissed herself in the seat. Yep. Pets. They're crazy.
I would have loved to taken that car to a car dealership, or a detail shop right after that. Be like, yeah, I got this weird arrangement of smells in my car. Can you guys do anything about this? I left the shit in there for you guys because
Yeah, that couldn't have happened to a nicer person.
So my car seems to have been soup kitchened. I found it with 3 homeless men fucking in it. There's just shit, cum, and smear stains everywhere. Piss in there. Like, you guys are gonna have fun with this one.
the worst.
Almost Eddie in the gang.
When I was younger, like right out of high school, I worked at a restaurant, and it was the guy that owned that one. He had another restaurant too, so he asked me to take some chicken because they rent his other restaurant ran out of chicken and drive it over to the other restaurant, which I did. About 3 weeks later, and this is in the summer. About 3 weeks later, my car smells like there's a dead body in there, and I could not figure out where the smell was coming from. So finally, I'm looking through my trunk, and I had one of those old Buicks where the trunk had there was little side compartments that little side crevices. What had happened is some chicken had fallen out of the box the container, gone in those little crevices. And when I looked down in there, we're completely covered in maggots. Completely covered in maggots in my Buick. It was without doubt the grossest smell I've ever smelled in my life. And I forget what I did. I think I literally just took my hose to my trunk. Like just spraying it with water. And I'll never forget the guy that detailed my car. His name was Homer. And he's like, I can put some perfume in there. Like, I don't care what you have to do. Like, I fill the whole trunk with perfume. Whatever you got to do, please get this dead body smell out of my car. It was disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Oh, man, that would be pretty nasty. Chicken
had nothing to do with pets,
but man, that's a stink. Chicken and fish.
Oh, like it literally smelled like I just murdered somebody and left them in my trunk for about 3 weeks. That's which I wouldn't do. I'm smarter than that, you know.
Right. Well, I mean, you could in this weather.
The trick not getting caught is you never have that dead body anywhere near any of your shit because of those damn cadaver dogs.
You know what I'd do? I'd dress like a clown.
Don't say it.
I'd dress like a clown, and I'd stab him. And then for no apparent reason, I'd bury him under my house and cover him in a bunch of lye and wonder why it stinks like shit every time the air conditioner or heat kicks on. Oh, wait. Someone already did that. Fuck. My bad. Why
you are near Cleveland, the child kidnapping capital of the world. Like, why is it every time they find some woman like trapped in a house for 20 years, why is it always Cleveland?
Amanda Berry.
Why is it so fucking? Why did they always keep him in the house? Like, didn't Dahmer get in his house too? Like he had like that weird shrine and like bones and shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's why they always get caught. That's why like we all sit around and they're like, that's why you got caught, you dumbass. Because they're fucking insane to begin with. That's why they get caught, because like they're rolling around on the body and dressing like Buffalo Bill with a pit in their basement and shit. Like, no reasonable person has that shit in their house to begin with. You know what I mean? Like, I've never sat and thought, like, you know what I need? I need a fucking 12-foot pit in the corner of this house so that I can cram people in whenever I want to wear them as a skin suit.
Do you think he got a permit before he did that?
Probably not.
Think-
Andrew Smith says I called a delivery guy just so I can stab them. That's creepy. Okay.
It's a good way to get caught too.
Watch yourselves, UPS, around Andrew
We at
Smith.
least have a warm meal for free.
I feel like he'd sit them down afterwards too. Like he stabs them and brings them in, and he makes them drink coffee and shit with them. I don't know, Andrew.
Like strapped down.
Yeah, I do.
While they bleed out.
So
Yeah,
how's it going?
That's my Andrew. Never mind.
Technically, he did tip him at least.
I was saying, that's not the dude that you work with.
I feel like he would sit him down and have like a meal with him, like really psychotic killer style. Like he stabs him and then he sits him there and he's like, "Eat your goddamn eggs. I'm not eating alone." And he's like dipping.
That's why he ordered the pizza though. Like,
yeah,
ready meal right there. You didn't even have to make him eggs.
Well, if you're gonna make me eat the eggs, can I have some ketchup with them? He's like, "What? Ketchup on eggs? You're a disgusting human being." Stabs him again. Eat the goddamn eggs.
Dude, that is a hot button topic, ketchup on eggs. I know ketchup a comic around here.
Monsters.
Oh my God. Like there's no in between either. There's no one's like, I could take it or leave it. You either love it or you want to murder people over it.
Yes. There are two types of people. People who eat eggs and people who shove ketchup all over their eggs like fucking monsters. And they should probably round it up and just fucking burnt alive.
I used to eat ketchup on my eggs.
But then what happened? You saw the light and you said, "Why the fuck am I destroying these delicious eggs?
No,
I want to eat embryos."
No, I'm vegan, so I don't eat eggs anymore. But when I did eat eggs, like if I still ate eggs, put ketchup on that shit.
Make a note, make a memo, Jonathan. We need to fire you for putting ketchup on your eggs.
Here's a note to add above it. Pay me.
It says, "Wait a minute. We're all volunteers on this bitch."
You're not getting fired yet. The writer clearly states
yeah.
You ain't got shit to do.
Blue M&Ms.
I'm gonna get you high.
Okay, Ray, we got about 3 minutes left. Why don't you talk to the folks? Share yourself deeply with our audience. Put yourself all the way inside. Let them know where to find you.
Yo, so you can find me on Facebook, Ray Jubela. You can also find me on Instagram at Ray at Ray Jubela. I think it's just at Ray Jubela. I normally post my show schedule there when I have shows to post, which fingers crossed I'll have some soon. And I actually will be in the Ohio area next month. I'm working on a show for the 12th. I just don't have details yet. And I'm also going to be up there on the 27th with you, I believe.
That's right. We will be together on a show in Mansfield, Ohio, February 27th. And that show will start at 7 p.m. That's at Angie's Last Call, a fantastic place in beautiful Mansfield, Ohio. Absolutely. I'm going to start calling Mansfield Fansfield because they love me there. I have not been murdered all 4 times I've been there.
That's all that counts.
And a lot of murders happen in Mansfield, apparently.
And
so many murders, they had to build a prison there.
I got to bust my cherry there.
Nice.
You did. Jonathan at Angie's Last Call last Friday. Was it Friday night? Friday or Saturday. It was his very first time on stage.
All right, nice.
He is now anointed in the family of comedy.
Yeah,
I ate a bag of dicks on that stage the very same night. Big bag of dicks. They were just
just put some ketchup on it. It'll be fine.
It's cheap lube, dude. That's why I jerk off.
Yeah. And also
lick your fingers when you're done.
Listen.
And also, my big thing right now is our podcast. Me and fellow comedian Steve Tracy. It's called the 2 Joke Minimum Podcast. You can find it on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Stitcher. You can also go to our website at 2jokeminumpodcast.com and listen to all our episodes. And if anybody here from Iowa is listening, thank you, because for some reason we're very popular in Iowa and we have no idea why. But we've also been getting a lot of listeners from the Ohio area. So hopefully everybody go check it out, like, rate, and subscribe. That what you'd be doing as a world, because as Mike and Spike and Jonathan will tell you, we're trying to quit our day job, so we need to make some money off this shit. So come and check out 2 Joke Minimum Podcast. We put out episodes every Sunday night, and we just started season 3, so we got some great guests.
12 o'clock.
While you're there and you're looking through the archives, make sure you find me on season 2 of the 2 Joke Minimum
Yes,
podcast.
great episode.
You and your partner.
Mike still had the beard at the time, so it was pretty awesome. No, that was a great episode. I forget
What are
which
you
episode.
talking about?
We always have a
No,
comic
Mike
on.
didn't have a beard. Mike's never had a beard.
Mike's never had a beard.
Mike's never had a beard. Jonathan, do you remember Mike having a beard?
I
Mike,
think they're confusing me for Bilal Swain. We look a lot alike.
Oh, let's just say when I came on here, I did not expect to have the longest beard on the show. I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, me either.
Especially because I'm getting ready to trim this thing up. But
what?
Weird. Dude, he must be from the same line that you are.
I don't know. Yeah, okay, Jonathan, you might have me. You actually have a great beard, dude. That's nice and dark with blonde hair. That's a good look. Mine looks like, deadbeat Santa Claus over here. So it's not something I enjoy. I generally keep it shorter, but it's winter, so I let it grow a little bit.
Cool, folks. That's where you find them.
Yes.
For everybody on the show, thanks for joining us. That's another Saturday in the books, and we're going to try to work out a pet joke for you, and then air it. Thanks everyone for listening in. Spike.
Spike, you got anything else to say?
I think this Friday. Yeah, I think this Friday. You can go back and check it out. It should be on our streams. We just did a show with Marco in Upside Down Studio. It was like a more conspiracy theory, total rambling, whatever type, whatnot. And I think we're going to do it again this Friday.
Yes. It's going to be a Friday show. Me and you, Spike, and Marco Torres from Upside Down Studios. I forgot about that. Marco wants to call it Mike, Spike, and the Spick. I'm not so on to that. I don't think that's necessarily a good name for a podcast. And those are Marco Torres' words. I'm only giving it out to you. What do you guys think about that? Would you watch that podcast based on the name alone? Would you think, what the hell is this podcast? Just give us your feedback, please, and thank you. I'm really interested to know what you guys think of that particular name for a show.
Yeah, no, it's all awful. It should be Mike, Spick, and Spike. Spick and Spike sounds better. Spick, Spike, and Mike. Yeah. I don't know.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next Saturday at 11 a.m. We're going to be joined next week by Big Rich Green, so make sure you tune in. Very funny man. Thank you.
And also, I wanted to ask you, Michael,
With Michael Copenhaver and Spike McCulley.